All right, Shalom, Shalom, Israel. This is Brother Robert from W5 Jersey, Philly, coming back with another video, giving all honor and glory to the Most High Yahweh, which the world calls God, and Yahweh Shai, which the world calls Jesus Christ. Shalom, Shalom. All right, Lord willing, you brothers and sisters, you waxing mightier and mightier in your faith, and if it being the will of the Lord, you're also increasing in your wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in these last days. So with that being said, it is word around town that Alexander the Great wasn't an Edomite, but instead was a Hebrew Israelite. All right. Now, things like this, they shouldn't come up, but they do come up because we're in the last days. There's going to be diverse doctrines. All right. Whether it's a smaller doctrine, a bigger doctrine, there's going to be doctrines that's going to come out in these last days. And this is one of them right here. All right. I'm going to tell you right now, Alexander the Great was not an Israelite. He was, in fact, an Edomite. All right. The Bible tells you that, and history tells you that. All right. And brothers find themselves sometimes trying to get too deep. Yes, Esau has misconstrued a lot of history, but not everybody that was of importance in history was an Israelite. All right, so you can't really try to get too deep. We all know the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. The wicked is Esau, the so-called white man. So they do have a very big part to play in the world's history. All right, just like Alexander the Great did. So real quick, it's gonna be quick. It's not hard. We're gonna easily debunk this thing. All right, and we're gonna start off with First Maccabees, the first chapter. All right, so this is First Maccabees 1:1. This is the point, and this is what we want right here. It says, and it happened after that Alexander, the son of Philip, and I believe this was Philip II. All right, and this is clearly Alexander the Great. All right. So let me read this from the top. It says, and it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece. All right, so that's the point. I wanted verse 1, because it says Alexander, the son of Philip, the Macedonian. We all know that you are what your father is. So if Philip was a Macedonian, obviously Alexander the Great, he was also a Macedonian. History, that's recorded in history, that's plain upon tables. So him being a Macedonian is very important. So keep that in mind. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna build something for you. All right, let's go to 1 Samuel 15. All right. And I'm going to go to verse 32 or 31. There's other verses. You can go to verse 8. All right. It really doesn't matter. You could kind of use what you want. So this is the book of 1 Samuel 15. And I'm going to start at verse 31. It says, so Samuel turned again after Saul, and Saul worshipped the Lord. Then said Samuel, bring ye hither to me Agag, the king of the Amalekites. And Agag came unto him delicately, and Agag said, surely the bitterness of death is past. So what's going on here is that Saul was supposed to put Agag to death. Now he didn't do that, and he kind of kept him as a servant, or not a servant, but he captured him, and now he has him in bondage, for lack of better terms. He's a prisoner of war. So now Samuel seeing this, and now Agag, he's kind of like, yo, you already got me locked up in these chains. Hey, there's no point in putting me to death. The bitterness of death, it has passed. Hey, just let me live and let me be a servant. All right. To summarize that real quick. So the point we want is Agag, the king of the Amalekites. Now, real quick, because people may not know, Amalek is a descendant of Esau, the so-called white man. All right, let's go to 1 Chronicles. All right, 1 in verse 35. Let's get right to the point. This is the book of First Chronicles 1, and I'll start at verse 34. It says, "And Abraham begat Isaac, the son of Isaac, Esau, and Israel. The sons of Esau, Eliphaz, Reuel, Slakia. The sons of Esau, Eliphaz, Reuel, and Jewish, and Jalem, and Korah." Bear with me. Okay, Salakia. Let me start it from the top. All right, so it says, the sons of Esau, Eliphaz, Reuel, and Jewish, and Jalem, and Korah. The sons of Eliphaz, Teman, and Omar, Zephi, and Gatam, Kenaz, and Timnah, and Amalek. See that? So Amalek is a descendant of Esau. We know Esau's not the Arabs. We know Esau's not the Chinese man. Esau's not the East Indian man. Esau, without a doubt, without a shadow of doubt, is the so-called white man. We know that. So we know Amalek descends from Esau. That's why, we kind of call these fake Jews that's out here, we call them Amalek due to certain precepts. One of those precepts is Numbers 24 and verse 20, where he says Amalek will be the first of the nations, meaning Amalek is the top nation on the earth. And as I stated earlier in Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. We know the so-called white man's ruling. In the top Edomite tribe, just like we have tribes, the top Edomite tribe is Amalek, the Jewish man. The Jewish man is the top man on the earth. All right. So to get that out the way, we see that Amalek is a descendant of Esau. So going back to 1 Samuel 15 and verse 32. Then said Samuel, "Bring ye hither to me Agag, the king of the Amalekites." So we see Agag is the king of the Amalekites. Obviously, he's an Amalekite, which means he's an Edomite. All right. Let's go to the book of Esther 3 and verse 10. So remember, I'm building up a picture for you. All right, you're gonna kind of see, or you're gonna be able to make out the picture in the end. All right, this is the book of Esther 3 and verse 10. All right, King James Version. It says, "And the king took his ring from his hand and gave it unto Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, the Jews' enemy." So Hammedatha is the father of Haman. Now remember, you read verse 5 in this very same chapter. Haman wanted to put all the Jews to death because Mordecai, a Benjamite, he didn't want to bow down to Haman. So he felt disrespected and he wanted to put all the Jews to death. Now we're reading about this man, and his father is Hammedatha, the Agagite. Now we just read that the Agagites are Amalekites, Edomites. All right. Now let's go to Editions of Esther 16 and 10. All right. This is the book of Editions of Esther 16 and 10. It says, "For a man," now this is talking about Haman. It says, "For Haman, a Macedonian, the son of," it says Hammedatha, we know it's Hammedatha, "being indeed a stranger from the Persian blood." He was a stranger from the Persian blood because he was an Edomite. "And far distant from our goodness, and as a stranger received of us." So we just read in the previous verses that Haman, in Esther 3 and 10, Haman was an Agagite, which Agag comes from Amalek. Amalek comes from Esau. Edomites, the so-called white man. Now we're reading in Esther 16 to 10, furthermore, showing you that Haman was also a Macedonian. Now, we just read about that earlier in First Maccabees. We read about the Macedonian, or Alexander, being a Macedonian. So putting this all together, we know that Alexander the Great is not no damn Israelite, man. That clearly goes against the scriptures. All right. He's Alexander the Great is plain upon tables, clear as day. Hey, he's a damn Edomite, man. All right. This is the book of Habakkuk 2, and I start at verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon a tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. So this was going into one thing, but now we're going on another fold. Hey, we're showing you plain upon tables through the precepts that Alexander the Great wasn't a damn Israelite, man. All right. He was an Edomite. All right, it's plain upon tables. As I said earlier, this shouldn't be a doctrine. The doctrine has no weight. This video may be 7 to 8 minutes. In 8 minutes, Alexander the Great being an Israelite got debunked, man. All right. So you got to be aware of these doctrines in these last days, man. All right. Let me grab this precept. I'm going to close out with this. All right. This is the book of Titus, the first chapter. Let's start at verse 10. This is Titus 1 and verse 10. It says, for there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers. So there's men in the truth that they're vain talkers and deceivers. They speak of vain things, things that are vanity, and they're deceiving. All right, they kind of tell you things that sound good. Because you got a lot of Israelites in the truth. They want to have the next new breakdown. They want to have the breakthrough breakdown. They want to have the breakdown of breakdowns. Oh, you didn't know about this? How you ain't know about this? And he kind of opened up his leather jacket and he kind of trying to show you something. All right, just like you got Jake on the street, they used to sell them CDs. They used to sell the CD in their little coat, and they kind of open it up and say, you ain't never heard of this yet? Oh, man, you missing out. There's brothers that's in the truth that's like that. They got that leather coat, and they kind of open it up, and then you got the sheep of Israel are being led to the slaughter. They kind of looking, they eyes popping, heart damn beating fast. I gotta get that mixtape. I gotta get that video that he's selling. And next thing you know, you get that video and then you get destroyed by the Lord. Because now you believing in vanity, man. Let me read this again. This is Titus 1 and verse 10. For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses. So now you have people, a large group of people that actually believe in this doctrine, subverting whole houses. Now you got people thinking that the Greeks were Jakes. Now you got people thinking that Alexander the Great was a Jake. Hey, if you ain't know Alexander the Great, he was a damn homosexual. He's a faggot, man. He used to lay down with his generals. And you see now you're painting this a bad picture. Now you making our people look bad. All right, in the days of old, we wasn't running like that, man. All right, faggots. We wasn't faggots, man. Hey, Alexander the Great, if you look it up, he was a flaming faggot. This man slept with his generals, man. It's a damn shame. That man wasn't no Hebrew Israelite, man. All right. He does not descend from Jacob, man. All right. See that? So you brothers gotta be circumspect, as I always say, and you gotta be aware of, man. You got men out here bringing out wickedness, man. It says who subvert whole houses. So you got whole houses being destroyed by certain brothers. All right. And you got sisters that teach madness too. But then you got these brothers that's teaching folly, man, and destroying the whole house. Teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake. All right. So you got brothers, they teach things that they shouldn't be teaching, man. You can't be telling Israel that Alexander the Great was a damn Israelite when the precepts clearly say otherwise. All right, so Lord willing, this was edifying to at least one or even one brother or one sister. I'm going to close out. All right, hey, that thing was fully debunked. It was refuted. It was destroyed. It was destroyed before it even came out. So with that, I'm going to give all honor and glory to the Most High Yahweh, which the world calls God, and Yahweh Shai, which the world calls Jesus Christ. Shalom, shalom.